I'm using no contact for my own healing. I don't want her back. I want her to feel bad about how she wronged me and used me when she's lying in bed at night, but I doubt she feels a thing. Maybe it's petty of me, but I hope she's miserable in their new rebound relationship. We were together for 13 years, and turns out she was cheating on me with multiple men. Then she leaves and moves in with another man like I was nothing. She gets to move on with someone else, while I'm still piecing myself back together 6 months later. I can't even think about getting into another relationship right now. I don't know how they do it. Okay, this one's rough. This one's rough. This is a comment that someone left on my channel on this video that's gonna be up here somewhere. The first thing that I wanna say is that I'm sorry for what happened to you. 13 years is a long time, and trust me when I say that I know something about that time frame. The second thing that I wanna say is rejoice, my man, because it's better to find out after 13 years than after 15 or 20 or more. Then you say that it's been 6 months since the breakup. Good on you for going through the first 6 months, especially in the immediate aftermath. Even 0.6 seconds feels like an eternity with that unbearable amount of pain upon you. So good on you for that. But into the big scheme of things, 6 months is not much. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. But if you feel that your pain is going back to day zero from time to time, or even multiple times a day, don't beat yourself up. This happens because you're human. This happens because you are a man and not a woman. Let me explain before you jump at my throat. I was under the impression that women heal better and quicker from a breakup. And I thought that there must have been some kind of evolutionary reason for this. So I delved into the scientific literature. There were multiple researches that pointed in that direction. Let's remember, we are what we are since like 300,000 years, and we are sort of what we are since like 2 million years. Then in the last centuries we've had a crazy cultural evolution, and in the last decades we had an insane cultural evolution, especially focused on technology. And just you have to think at your lifetime to notice that what we are doing now could look like magic just 20, 30, 40 years ago. What I'm trying to say here, I'm trying to say that we are an old hardware with a new software installed upon it. So sometimes it's useful to understand certain dynamics, to go back in time and try to understand the reasons why this old hardware came to be. Helen Fisher, in her book Why We Love, specifically in the chapter The Drive to Love, argues that women are able to process a breakup quickly because they need to secure stability for their offspring. What this means? This means that there is an evolutionary reason for the quicker recovery of women. Women that recover quickly survive better than women who did not recover quickly. This makes sense from an evolutionary point of view, because when you are pregnant, for 9 months you have to rely on someone else to catch food and to protect you. You're not able to fend for yourself in the same way. Of course, there are exceptions. This is not the same for every man and woman out there, we know. But generally speaking, cutting things with an axe, let's say, I think that seems reasonable, what Helen Fisher is saying. By the way, she's not the only one saying that. Many others are saying the same thing. And then there is another point of this comment that I want to address. And it is when you say, hope she's miserable. That's an understandable feeling. I know very well that feeling. And you know very well that her being miserable is not going to do much for you. Yes, it can give a kick to your ego and lift it up for a while, but then you're going to fall back to the ground and you have your pain still to deal with. You're going to look at your side and see her with another man. She appears to be moving on just fine. But what you are seeing is just the surface. You don't know what's underneath that. And my suggestion is, do not envy what you don't know. In these 13 years, I'm sure you were a rock. I'm sure you were her fortress of emotional stability. But now you're not there. You are gone. And she's not beside you. And you see her moving on with another man, and you wonder, how is that possible? And that's understandable. Let her go. Let karma take care of things. And focus on yourself. Take time to understand what happened. Take time to heal. take time to process what happened, so that you can move forward without going from trauma bond to trauma bond, from rebound to rebound, and without bleeding on other people. Take as much time as you need to heal. Don't look at her. You don't know what's under there. You know your path, because your path is only yours, and her path diverges from yours, and you're never gonna meet again. Keep this in mind. You're never gonna meet again. Her being miserable is not gonna do anything for you. Her moving on or not moving on is not gonna do anything for you. The only one who can do anything for you is you and the people who are close to you. Don't get caught up in this silly race that starts after every breakup almost. You know, someone is shooting a gun and then you both start running like headless chicken. Don't do that. It's pointless. Focus on yourself, take your time, let your path go in another direction. And I have a story about that. I don't know if I'm gonna leave it in or not, to be honest, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. It was in August, so it must have been pretty much 8 months since my big breakup. I went to a concert. I was not too close to the stage, let's say pretty much in the middle of the square. The concert was just in an open place in a square. It was summer. And I see my big ex almost in the front of the stage. There was not very many people, so we could see each other. Actually, we never looked into each other's eyes, but I knew she was there and she knew I was in the back. So as soon as she realized that I was there, she started dancing. Dancing like in an over-the-top way, just to prove that she was happy and that everything was alright. By the way, she left me for the better man, but that night there was no man in sight. She was with her girlfriends. I was alone by myself enjoying the concert. I can tell you that it was quite a pathetic view to see her dancing like that, just to capture my attention, just to prove something to me, to prove that she was having fun, that she was fine, when she was obviously not. It was so pathetic that I decided to leave a few minutes before the end of the concert, because it was quite frankly embarrassing just to stand there and see her dancing like that. And I'm sure that when she turned around and didn't see me there, she felt all her stupidity in that very moment. That's all I have to say on the topic. I hope that makes you feel better even a little bit. And I wish you all a good one. And catch you guys next time. See ya.